Imagine lying down at the end of your day, the weight of the world fading as you begin to drift into the quiet, peaceful state that precedes sleep. What if, in these precious moments before you close your eyes, you could make a request to the universe and know that your desires would be fulfilled? What if everything you ever dreamed of be yours simply by making this one simple request before sleep? In truth, the most powerful tool you have in creating the life you desire is in the way you approach this moment. It is not about begging or pleading for what you want, but about asking with the full assumption that your request is already granted. The secret lies in understanding how to ask for what you want in such a way that your inner being, your thoughts, emotions, and energy aligns completely with the outcome you desire. You must understand that your mind is the most powerful tool in manifesting your desires. What you believe, what you assume becomes your reality. This is not just a hopeful idea, it is the foundation of how our universe operates. The key is not to focus on the gap between where you are and where you want to be. The key is to close that gap in your mind first. When you close your eyes to sleep, your mind is more open than at any other time of day. The conscious thoughts recede, and your subconscious is ready to receive suggestions. This is the time when you are most in tune with your inner self. It is the time when you can impress upon your subconscious the feelings, ideas, and assumptions you wish to manifest in your waking life. If you want something, the question is not how to get it. This is the most powerful practice you can do before sleep. To assume the feeling of your wish already fulfilled. When you lie down at night, begin by releasing any thoughts of lack or limitation. The moment you begin to think about your desires, do not let them be thoughts of future possibility. Do not think of your desires as something that might come to you. Instead, think of them as something that already exists in your reality. Feel what it would feel like if your wish were already fulfilled. Visualize the details. Imagine the textures of your dream, the sounds, the feelings. Step into it as though you are already there. The more vividly you can imagine this scenario, the more real it will become. If you want to manifest a new job, for example, see yourself walking into the office with confidence, hear the congratulations from your colleagues, feel the satisfaction of knowing you are where you want to be. You are not imagining something in the future. You are living it in the present moment. The key is to not just think about it, but to feel it. Feel the emotions that come with that fulfillment. Feel the joy, the peace, the satisfaction. Let these emotions fill your being until they are undeniable. When you do this, you are not just imagining the outcome. You are creating the conditions that will lead to its manifestation. The universe does not respond to your desires. It responds to the feelings you emit. If your emotions are aligned with the fulfillment of your desires, then the universe has no choice but to reflect that back to you in the form of your desired outcomes. When you fall asleep, you are no longer consciously aware of the external world. You are in a state where your subconscious is active, where your imagination is the most potent force. This is when you must imprint upon your subconscious mind the assumption that your desires are already realized. Do not leave this moment with any doubt or fear. When your imagination is vivid and your emotions are real, the mind cannot distinguish between what is imagined and what is actual. To the subconscious mind, both are real. This is why it is so important to assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. By doing this, you are training your subconscious to accept your desires as truth. And when your subconscious accepts something as truth, your external reality must begin to conform to that truth. It is vital to understand that when you make this request before sleep, you are not simply waiting for something to happen. You are not hoping or wishing for it. Instead, you are already acting as if it is done. The moment you start to feel that it is already yours, your vibration shifts. the world around you shifts too. This is how creation works. The universe is always responding to the vibration you are sending out. And if that vibration is one of fulfillment, joy, and certainty, the universe cannot help but bring your desires into your life. So, as you lay down tonight, think not of how you'll get what you want, but how it already exists. When you are in that quiet space before sleep, use the power of your imagination to bring your desires to life. Feel the emotions of having already received what you want. Walk in the belief that you are not waiting for the universe to act on your behalf. You are already living the reality you wish to see. Your subconscious mind is incredibly powerful. It is constantly at work, guiding you through your waking life. But when you sleep, it is even more powerful, more open, more receptive. This is the time when you can plant the seeds of your desires deep into your subconscious mind. The stronger and more vivid your imagination, the faster those seeds will grow. But it's not just about imagining, it's about feeling. The more you can emotionally connect with your desires, the more quickly they will come to you. As you slip into sleep, you are not passive, you are actively shaping your future. You are not just hoping for change, you are creating it. You are not waiting for life to change, you are bringing it into being with every thought, every feeling, every assumption you hold. Sleep is not just a time of rest. It is a time of creation, of alignment, and of manifestation. The more you practice this, the more your desires will begin to show up in your life, effortlessly, naturally, and in perfect timing. Tonight, as you lay down to sleep, remember this. You do not need to ask the universe for anything. You need only to assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled. In that feeling, everything you desire is already yours. The universe is already responding, and it is bringing you exactly what you have already imagined. So let go, trust, and fall asleep in the belief that it is already done. When you begin to understand the full potential of your imagination, it becomes clear that you are not just thinking about your desires, you are actively creating them. This is one of the most profound truths in the realm of personal transformation. What you feel as true becomes true. This is not merely a theory, this is how life operates. Your imagination is not just a tool for daydreaming or fantasy. It is the creative force that shapes your reality. Your thoughts and emotions are the blueprint that the universe follows. Every desire, every goal, every wish you have is waiting to take form. And the moment you begin to truly feel it, the process of manifestation is set into motion. It is essential then that when you ask for something, you do not simply ask as though it is far off in the future, distant and separate from your current life. You must ask as though it is already a part of you. When you lie down at night and begin to think of your desires, let them be more than just thoughts. Let them be felt deeply. Do not imagine yourself as a person who is wishing for something. Instead, imagine yourself as the person who already possesses the very thing you desire. This is where the true power lies, in feeling what it would be like if your wish were already fulfilled. There is no distance between you and your desires other than the feeling of separation that you create in your own mind. The moment you begin to feel the emotions of having your wish fulfilled, you are no longer separate from it. You have closed the gap between your current state and the state of your desire. You are no longer wishing for it. You are living in it. When you feel the emotions associated with your desire as if they are real right now, you are aligning your inner world with the outer world you wish to experience. To do this, you must become deeply immersed in the emotional experience of your fulfillment. It is not enough to merely see your desires in your mind's eye. You must also allow yourself to feel the joy, the satisfaction, the peace, and the gratitude that come with having your desires already realized. Imagine what it would be like to wake up in the morning and already have everything you've wanted. Imagine how your body would feel. Imagine how your thoughts would shift. Imagine how you would walk through your day, filled with certainty and happiness because you know that your dreams have already manifested. This is not a process of waiting for things to happen in the future. It is a process of living in the end, of assuming the feeling of the wish already fulfilled. This requires a deep level of trust. You must trust that what you are feeling, what you are assuming, is as real and valid as the physical world around you. The emotions you experience when you assume the fulfillment of your desires are not just fleeting sensations, they are the building blocks of the reality you will soon experience. Your emotions are the key to unlocking the door to your desires. If you feel the emotions of fulfillment as though it is already happening, you are sending out a signal to the universe that says, "This is what I am experiencing right now." The universe responds to your emotional state, and it mirrors back to you the reality you are experiencing internally. If you are feeling the emotions of success, wealth, love, and peace, then those things must begin to appear in your life, because the universe is responding to the frequency you are emitting. When you assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you begin to create the inner experience of having what you desire. This is the power of imagination. The mind does not distinguish between what is real and what is vividly imagined. To the mind, they are the same thing. When you imagine something with feeling, when you live in that imagined state as though it is your present reality, your mind accepts it as true. Your body, your actions, your thoughts, all begin to align with that assumption. And once your mind accepts something as true, it must express itself in the world around you. This process of living in the end is not just about imagining a future event, it is about feeling that event as though it is already here. The stronger the emotion, the more vivid the feeling, the more powerful the creative process becomes. The universe does not respond to your desires as distant hopes. It responds to your emotions as the current reality you are living. The moment you begin to feel that your wish is already fulfilled, you are planting the seed of manifestation, and the universe begins to bring it into form. The question then is not how to manifest your desires. The question is, how can you live from the end result of your desire? How can you feel as though it is already yours? This is the essence of manifestation, living in the state of your wish already fulfilled. Your thoughts, your feelings, your assumptions, and your beliefs all play a role in shaping the reality you experience. The moment you assume that your desire is already a reality, you are stepping into that reality. Your inner world begins to reflect the changes, and those changes manifest externally. When you lie down at night and begin to visualize your desires, do not let them be distant and separate from you. Step into them. Feel the emotions of having your desires already fulfilled. Visualize the details, the textures, the sounds, the sights. The more you immerse yourself in these feelings, the more you align with the frequency of your desires. And as you do this, the universe must respond by bringing those desires to you in the physical world. It is not magic, it is the natural law of creation. The more you live in the feeling of your wish fulfilled, the more that reality becomes your present experience. This process is one of alignment. It is the alignment of your thoughts, your emotions, and your assumptions with the reality you wish to create. The more you assume that your desire is already fulfilled, the more your outer world will align with that assumption. The key is in the feeling. When you feel your desires as though they are already a part of your life, the world around you must reflect that feeling. It is a law of nature, one that operates whether you are aware of it or not. The moment you begin to feel your desire as true, the universe must begin to reflect that truth in your life. So when you lay down to sleep tonight, ask yourself, what do I truly desire? And as you close your eyes, Feel the fulfillment of that desire. Let the emotions of that fulfillment fill every part of your being. As you do this, know that the universe is already responding to your inner state, bringing your desires into being. Your imagination, coupled with your emotions, is the most powerful tool you have to create the life you want. And the moment you live in the end of your desire, that life begins to take form. When you begin to truly understand the power of sleep, you start to realize that it is not simply a time for your body to rest. Sleep is, in fact, one of the most powerful tools you have for manifesting your desires. The moments before sleep are when your conscious mind begins to relax and your subconscious mind takes over. This is the most potent time for planting the seeds of your desires. When you fall asleep, your conscious awareness fades into the background, and your subconscious mind, which is a powerful creative force, becomes the dominant force in your consciousness. It is in this state that the impressions you make upon your mind are the most effective. You see, the conscious mind is limited in its capacity to create. It is analytical, skeptical, and filled with doubts. But the subconscious mind is a different story. It is not bound by logic or limitations. It operates in a realm beyond time and space, where anything is possible. It takes whatever is impressed upon it and begins to shape reality according to those impressions. This is why sleep is such a crucial time for manifestation. In those moments before you drift into sleep, your mind is open and receptive, and it is during this time that you can influence your subconscious mind most effectively. When you lay down to sleep, you are not simply resting to recover from the day. You are entering a state of receptivity where your deepest desires can be planted within your subconscious. It is not about merely wishing for something to happen, but about impressing upon your subconscious mind that what you desire has already happened. The key here is to fall asleep in the assumption that your wish has already been fulfilled. In this state, your subconscious mind cannot tell the difference between what is real and what is vividly imagined. If you can impress upon your subconscious that your desire is already realized, it must, in turn, manifest in your outer reality. This process is about letting go of all doubts and fears. It is about trusting that the universe is working in your favor and that everything is unfolding in perfect timing. Your job is not to control the outcome, but to focus solely on the feeling of your wish already fulfilled. This is where the magic happens. The feeling of having already received what you desire is the most powerful force you can bring into your subconscious mind. The stronger the feeling, the more it impresses upon the subconscious, and the more quickly it will begin to materialize in your life. The beauty of this process is that it works effortlessly. Once you have impressed upon your subconscious mind the feeling of your wish fulfilled, the universe begins to align with that inner state. The outer world will reflect the inner belief, and your desires will begin to materialize in your life without you having to force or control anything. It is important to understand that this is not a passive process. Even though you are falling asleep, you are still actively shaping your reality. You are planting the seeds of your desires, and the subconscious mind is nurturing them, bringing them to fruition. This practice works because the subconscious mind does not question what is being impressed upon it. It accepts everything as true. This is why it is so important to be very clear about what you want and to impress upon your subconscious the feeling of having already received it. The subconscious mind will then go to work, aligning your thoughts, actions, and circumstances with that feeling. The universe will begin to bring people, events, and opportunities into your life that are in harmony with your assumed reality. Think of it like a radio receiver. The radio doesn't question the frequency it is tuned to. It simply receives the signals and translates them into sound. Your subconscious mind works in the same way. When you tune into the frequency of your desire and feel it as though it is already yours, your subconscious will begin to receive and process the corresponding signals from the universe, bringing those desires into your life. The more you align your thoughts and feelings with your desires, the more the universe must conform to that alignment. In the moments before you fall asleep, it is important to focus on the feeling of your desire already fulfilled. The mind is most receptive in this state, and whatever you impress upon it will be absorbed deeply. It is the feeling of your wish fulfilled that is the key to the manifestation process. Feel what it would be like to already have your desire. What emotions would you experience? How would your life change? Allow yourself to be fully immersed in the feeling of fulfillment. Imagine the details of your desire coming to life and experience the joy, satisfaction, and gratitude that would accompany it. This is how you begin to reshape your reality. As you drift off to sleep, let go of any attachment to the outcome. Trust that the universe is already responding to the inner state you have created. The more you practice this, the more automatic it becomes. You will find that over time, the things you desire will begin to show up in your life with ease. The universe will begin to reflect the inner changes you have made. Your external circumstances will shift to align with the inner feeling of your wish fulfilled. Sleep is a powerful time because it is when you are most disconnected from the noise and distractions of the world around you. In this quiet space, your mind is free to focus on what you want to create. It is a time of inner alignment, where you can impress upon your subconscious mind the vision of your fulfilled desires. The subconscious mind works tirelessly day and night to bring your inner world into alignment with your outer world. And as you fall asleep, you are providing the blueprint for your desires to take shape. This is the power of sleep. It is a time when the seeds of your desires are planted in the fertile soil of the subconscious. As you fall asleep, imagine your desires already realized. Feel them as if they are already a part of your life, and trust that the universe is already working to bring them to you. The more you practice this, the more natural it becomes, and the more quickly your desires will begin to manifest in your reality. In those quiet moments before sleep, you have the ability to shape your future. Your subconscious mind is a powerful tool, and when you learn to use it effectively, you will see your desires unfold before you. It is not about waiting for something to happen, it is about living in the feeling of fulfillment and trusting that the universe will bring your desires into your life. Sleep is not just a time of rest. It is a time of creation, a time to align your inner world with the reality you wish to experience. And with each night you fall asleep in the feeling of your wish already fulfilled, the universe will bring you closer to the life you have imagined. The power of belief cannot be underestimated. It is not simply a thought that lingers in your mind, nor is it a passing idea that comes and goes. Belief is a powerful living force that shapes your entire experience. Your beliefs are not just what you think to be true, they are the foundation upon which your reality is built. If you want to change your life, you must first change what you believe to be possible. The beliefs you hold about yourself, the world, and your place in it are the very forces that dictate the conditions of your life. The most crucial thing to understand is that beliefs are not fixed. They are not set in stone. Beliefs are formed by experiences, by thoughts, by perceptions of the world around you. But they are fluid. They can be changed at any time. You have the power to alter your beliefs in any way that serves your highest good. This is the key to creating the life you desire. When you change your beliefs, you change your reality. If you believe that success, love, wealth, or health are within your reach, they will begin to manifest. If you believe that you are unworthy, incapable, or undeserving, that too will become your reality. What is so profound about belief is that it operates on a level deeper than mere thought. Belief is an emotional experience, an inner knowing that something is true. It is not simply a thought you entertain in your mind, it is something you feel deep within your being. This is why belief is so powerful. It doesn't matter if your conscious mind doesn't fully understand or can't comprehend how something will happen. What matters is that your belief is rooted in the assumption that it is already true. When you consciously decide to change your beliefs, it is not enough to merely think differently. You must feel differently. The change in belief must be a complete shift in your emotional state. This is where the true power lies. When your beliefs are aligned with your emotions, they become invincible. This is when manifestation occurs effortlessly. When you believe in the reality of your desires and you feel as though it is already true, the universe has no choice but to align with that energy and bring your desires into existence. Beliefs are powerful because they act as a filter for your experiences. They shape how you see the world, how you interpret events, and how you interact with others. What you believe to be true will determine what you see, and what you see will become your reality. This is why changing your beliefs is the most important step you can take in transforming your life. If you believe that abundance is possible, you will start to see opportunities for abundance everywhere. If you believe that love is within reach, you will begin to see love manifesting in your life. But if you believe that you are not worthy or that things will never change, your experiences will reflect that belief. One of the most powerful ways to change your beliefs is through visualization and emotional experience. If you want to believe that you are deserving of love, wealth, or success, you must first feel that you are already in possession of these things. It is not enough to merely imagine them in your mind. You must imagine the feelings, the emotions, the joy of already having them. Imagine what your life would look like if your desires were already fulfilled. What emotions would you feel? How would your life change? How would you behave? The more vividly you can imagine the fulfillment of your desires, the more deeply you will impress this new belief upon your subconscious mind. This is the process of reprogramming your beliefs. You are replacing the old belief that says, I can't have what I want, with a new belief that says, it is already mine. The more you practice this, the stronger your belief becomes. You will begin to feel as though your desires are already here, and this feeling will become your new reality. Belief works through repetition. The more you think, feel, and imagine your desires as already fulfilled, the more your belief in their possibility will grow. It is not about wishing or hoping that something will happen. It is about deeply believing that it already has happened and living in that belief. The moment you make this shift, you begin to unlock the power of the universe to work in your favor. The power of belief also works in reverse. If you continually focus on what you don't want, you will continue to believe that those things are possible too. Your mind does not know the difference between positive and negative thoughts. It simply accepts whatever you impress upon it and reflects that back to you in your reality. So if you are constantly worrying about lack, fear, or failure, those beliefs will also manifest in your life. This is why it is so important to guard your thoughts and ensure that they align with the outcomes you desire. Changing your beliefs is a process of becoming aware of what you are currently holding as true and deciding to let go of any limiting beliefs that no longer serve you. When you recognize that your beliefs about your worthiness, your abilities, and your possibilities are holding you back, you have the power to shift them. The key to shifting your beliefs is to focus not on the evidence around you, but on the feeling of your belief. The more you can imagine yourself as already living the life you desire, the more you will impress that belief upon your subconscious mind. It is also essential to understand that belief is not a passive state. It is not about sitting back and waiting for your desires to manifest. Belief requires action, but this action is not driven by force or effort. It is driven by alignment. When you believe something to be true, your actions naturally begin to align with that belief. you will find yourself moving in the direction of your desires without even realizing it. Opportunities will appear, doors will open, and you will begin to see the universe respond to your new belief with tangible results. As you continue to shift your beliefs, you will notice that your life begins to change in profound ways. The more you focus on your desires as already fulfilled, the more you will begin to see evidence of that fulfillment. Your world will begin to reflect the beliefs you hold deep inside. This is the power of belief. It shapes your reality, and when you align your beliefs with your desires, the universe must respond by bringing those desires into your life. When you change your beliefs, you change your life. It is as simple as that. The beliefs you hold shape your experiences and determine the outcomes of your life. By shifting your beliefs, you can begin to see the world in a completely new way. You will start to notice opportunities, experiences, and people that align with your new beliefs. The more you focus on the fulfillment of your desires, the more the universe will bring those desires to life. Your reality is not created by what happens to you, but by the way you respond to what happens. This is one of the most profound shifts you can make in understanding how your life unfolds. It is not the events in your life that determine your outcomes, but the assumptions you make about those events and your reactions to them. The world is a mirror reflecting back to you the thoughts, feelings, and beliefs that you hold. If you want to change what you see in the mirror, you must change what you project into it. When you face a challenge or an obstacle, it's easy to become discouraged. You might feel that the circumstances are working against you or that things are not going the way you want them to. This is the moment where the power of your assumption comes into play. Rather than allowing your circumstances to dictate your experience, you must assume that the situation is all. You must live in the assumption that everything is working out in your favor, even if the evidence around you does not yet reflect that. This is the key to creating the reality you desire. Your assumptions about how things will turn out shape the reality that unfolds. The universe is constantly responding to your assumptions, your internal dialogue, and your emotional state. If you assume that things are going to work out, that the outcome will be positive, and that you are capable of overcoming any obstacle, the universe must reflect that belief back to you. On the other hand, if you assume that things will never change, that you will never succeed, or that your dreams are out of reach, the universe will mirror those assumptions as well. The key, then, is to focus on the outcome you desire and to assume that it is already happening, regardless of the current circumstances. The process of assuming the desired outcome is more than just thinking positively. It is about living in the state of mind where your wish is already fulfilled. It's about feeling the emotions of having already achieved your goal. When you truly live in the assumption that your desire is already a reality, you align yourself with the energy of that reality. The universe responds by bringing experiences, people, and opportunities into your life that match that energy. The more you assume that your desires are already yours, the more you will begin to see evidence of that assumption in your life. One of the most important aspects of this process is to remain persistent in your assumption. The outer world is often slow to reflect the changes that are taking place within you. Just because you don't see immediate results doesn't mean that the universe is not responding to your assumption. It's important to stay steadfast in your belief that your desire is already fulfilled, even if the circumstances around you are telling a different story. The more persistent you are in your assumption, the more quickly your external world will begin to align with that inner state. Your assumption is also not just about imagining an outcome, it's about embodying it. You must feel the emotions that come with achieving your goal as if it has already happened. Feel the joy, the satisfaction, and the excitement of already being in possession of your desire. This feeling is the key to activating the creative forces of the universe. When you embody the emotions of success, you are creating the conditions for success to manifest in your life. The universe responds to the frequency you emit. And if you are emitting the frequency of fulfillment and success, that is what the universe will mirror back to you. It is also crucial to remember that your assumptions do not have to be based on logic or reason. The mind often tries to rationalize what is possible based on past experiences or current circumstances. However, the universe is not bound by logic. It operates on a much higher level, where anything is possible. The moment you assume that your desire is already fulfilled, you step outside of the limitations of your current circumstances and open yourself to the infinite possibilities of the universe. You are not bound by what you see in front of you. You are creating your future based on the assumption of your desire being already realized. This shift in perspective is not always easy, especially when the evidence around you seems to contradict your desires. It requires faith and trust in the process. You must trust that the universe is responding to your inner state and that everything is unfolding perfectly, even if you cannot yet see it with your physical eyes. The more you practice living in the assumption that your desire is already fulfilled, the more you will begin to see the universe respond to that assumption. The world around you is a reflection of the assumptions you hold. If you assume that you are deserving of love, success, and abundance, the world will begin to reflect that assumption back to you. Opportunities will present themselves, people will show up in your life who align with your new assumptions. But if you assume that you are unworthy or that your dreams are too big, that assumption will also become your reality. This is why it is so important to monitor your thoughts and your inner dialogue. Every thought you think, every assumption you make is shaping the world around you. The key to mastering this process is to stay focused on the end result. Do not get caught up in the details of how things will unfold. The universe has an infinite number of ways to bring your desires into reality, and your job is simply to remain focused on the assumption that it is already done. Trust that the how will take care of itself. When you are focused on the end result, you are in alignment with the universe's creative energy. You are not forcing anything to happen. You are simply allowing it to unfold naturally as a result of your inner assumption. In every moment you are making assumptions. The key is to become aware of the assumptions you are making and consciously choose the assumptions that align with the life you wish to create. Instead of assuming that things won't work out or that you are stuck in your current circumstances, begin to assume that your desires are already fulfilled. Assume that the solution to your problem is already in place. Assume that everything is working in your favor. When you make this assumption, the universe begins to align with it, and the conditions for your desires to manifest are created. The more you live in the assumption of your desire already fulfilled, the more you will begin to see the evidence of it in your life. This is the power of assumption. It is not just a passive thought, but an active force that shapes your reality. Every thought, every belief, and every assumption you make is creating your life. The moment you begin to assume the outcome you desire, you begin to align yourself with that outcome. And the universe must respond accordingly. The power of assumption lies in your ability to hold that assumption regardless of external circumstances and to trust that the universe is working to bring your desires into reality. Success is not something that happens to you, but something that you create. It is not a matter of chance or luck, but rather the result of deliberate and focused effort, driven by a clear sense of purpose and direction. Achieving success begins with having a strong, unwavering desire to reach a specific goal. Without this desire, you are like a ship without a rudder, drifting aimlessly in the sea of life. Your desire acts as your guiding star, giving you the direction, the energy, and the motivation you need to stay on course even when the winds of adversity blow in your face. The first step to success is to decide exactly what you want. Clarity of purpose is essential. You must define your goal in the most specific terms possible. It is not enough to say, I want to be successful. You must know what success means to you personally, and you must be able to picture it in your mind in vivid detail. The more clearly you can visualize your goal, the more powerfully you will be able to focus your energy and efforts toward its attainment. The clearer your vision, the more aligned your actions will be with your ultimate objective. Once you have a clear goal, the next step is to develop a burning desire to achieve it. This is the driving force that will propel you forward, even when obstacles arise and when the road ahead seems difficult. A burning desire is more than just a wish or a passing fancy. It is an intense, all-consuming feeling that fills your entire being. This desire becomes your obsession, and it should remain in the forefront of your mind at all times. It is this obsession that fuels your persistence and your resilience when the journey gets tough. Without a burning desire, you will not have the necessary motivation to keep going when challenges arise. Desire, however, is not enough on its own. To turn your desire into reality, you must take action. This action must be purposeful and consistent. It is not enough to dream about your goal or to wish for it to come true. You must be willing to put in the work necessary to bring it to life. Success is built on a foundation of consistent, deliberate action. You must take the first step, then the second, and keep moving forward, step by step, until you reach your goal. Every small action you take brings you one step closer to your ultimate vision. In addition to taking action, you must also develop a plan. Without a plan, your efforts will be scattered and unfocused, and you will likely fail to reach your goal. A plan serves as your roadmap, guiding you on your journey towards success. It outlines the specific steps you need to take, the resources you need, and the time frames within which you need to accomplish each step. A well-structured plan gives you a clear sense of direction and helps you to stay focused on your goals. It also helps you to track your progress, making it easier to identify any obstacles and adjust your course if necessary. One of the most important aspects of the planning process is the ability to adapt and adjust as needed. Life is full of unexpected challenges and things rarely go exactly as planned. It is important to remain flexible and open to new ideas and approaches. If something isn't working, don't be afraid to try something different. The key is to keep moving forward, even if you need to change direction along the way. The ability to adjust your plan and continue taking action in the face of adversity is what separates successful people from those who give up too soon. Along with desire, action, and planning, another essential component of success is the ability to maintain a positive mental attitude. Your mindset has the power to either propel you forward or hold you back. A positive mental attitude is essential because it helps you to see opportunities where others see obstacles. It allows you to remain focused on your goal, even when the going gets tough. It is easy to get discouraged when things don't go as expected, but a positive attitude helps you to stay motivated and to keep pushing forward. When you believe that success is possible and that you have what it takes to achieve it, you are much more likely to succeed. Success also requires persistence and resilience. The path to success is rarely smooth. You will encounter obstacles, setbacks, and failures along the way. These challenges are not meant to stop you, but to test your resolve. It is in these moments that your persistence is most important. Success is not achieved by avoiding failure, but by persisting through it. You must be willing to keep going, even when things are not going your way. Every failure is an opportunity to learn and grow, and it is often through failure that we find the most valuable lessons. Another key element in the pursuit of success is the ability to surround yourself with the right people. You are the sum of the people you spend the most time with, and the individuals you associate with can either lift you up or drag you down. It is important to surround yourself with people who support your dreams and share your vision. These people will provide you with encouragement, motivation, and constructive feedback when needed. At the same time, it is essential to distance yourself from negative or toxic influences that may hinder your progress. Surrounding yourself with positive, like-minded individuals will help you to stay focused and motivated on your journey to success. Finally, achieving success requires you to never lose sight of your goal. Stay focused, stay driven, and remain committed to your vision. Keep your eye on the prize and never give up on your dream. There will be times when the journey seems long and the challenges seem insurmountable. But it is in these moments that your belief in your goal, your desire, and your determination will carry you through. Keep pushing forward, step by step, until you reach the point where your vision has become a reality. The key to success is not giving up, no matter how difficult the road may seem. Success is not a matter of luck or chance. It is the result of having a clear goal, a burning desire, a solid plan, positive thinking, persistence, and resilience. When you combine these elements, you unlock the power to achieve anything you set your mind to. Success is within your reach, and it all starts with deciding what you want, committing to it fully, and taking consistent, focused action. By doing so, you are not simply waiting for success to happen, you are creating it. The ability to make decisions is the key to achieving success. In fact, the most successful people in the world share one common trait. They are decisive, they make decisions quickly and confidently, and once made, they stick to their decisions. The power of decision lies in the fact that it eliminates doubt, uncertainty, and fear. When you make a decision, you are choosing a course of action, and that choice gives you the clarity and direction you need to move forward. Success is not something that is stumbled upon by accident. It is the result of making the right decisions at the right time and then following through on them with determination and focus. One of the biggest obstacles to success is indecision. Indecision is the enemy of progress. It keeps you stuck in a state of uncertainty, and in that state you cannot take meaningful action. When you are unsure about which direction to take, it is easy to become overwhelmed by the options in front of you. You hesitate, you second-guess yourself, and you waste precious time that could be spent making progress toward your goals. Indecision breeds fear and doubt, and it drains your energy and motivation. To achieve success, you must learn to make decisions quickly and stick to them with unwavering commitment. Decisiveness is not about making impulsive decisions. It is about trusting yourself to make the best choice with the information available at the time. The most successful people know that no decision is perfect and no plan is foolproof. They understand that every decision comes with risks, but they also know that without making a decision, they will never move forward. Indecision keeps them stuck in place and they cannot afford to stay stagnant. They recognize that the key to success is taking action and that action starts with making a decision. Once a decision is made, the next crucial step is to take immediate action. Too often people make decisions but then hesitate when it comes time to act. They become fearful of making the wrong move, and as a result they stall and procrastinate. But the truth is, taking action is the only way to move forward. Even if the action you take is not perfect, it is better than sitting idle. Every decision you make creates a momentum that propels you closer to your goal. It doesn't matter if the first step you take is small. What matters is that you start. Taking action builds confidence and helps you refine your approach as you move forward. The power of decision is also rooted in the ability to remain committed to your choice. It is easy to make a decision, but sticking to it requires discipline and persistence. There will be times when things don't go as planned, when obstacles arise, or when you encounter setbacks. During these moments, your commitment to your decision will be tested. This is where most people falter. They let fear, doubt, or external circumstances cause them to second-guess their decision. They begin to doubt whether they made the right choice, and this hesitation slows their progress. But success comes to those who are willing to persist, even when things get tough. When you make a decision, you must commit to it wholeheartedly and push through any challenges that come your way. In addition to making decisions and taking action, it is equally important to learn from your decisions. Not every decision you make will lead to success. In fact, some decisions will lead to failure. But failure is not something to be feared, it is something to be learned from. The key is to view every decision, whether it leads to success or failure, as a valuable lesson. When things don't go as planned, you must analyze what went wrong and adjust your approach accordingly. This process of reflection and learning from your decisions is what helps you grow and improve. The more you learn from your experiences, the better you become at making decisions in the future. One of the biggest obstacles to decision making is fear. Fear of failure, fear of making the wrong choice, and fear of uncertainty can paralyze people and keep them from taking action. However, it is essential to recognize that fear is simply a natural part of the decision-making process. Everyone experiences fear, but it is how you respond to that fear that determines your success. Successful people do not let fear stop them from making decisions. Instead, they use fear as fuel to push forward, knowing that fear is simply a sign that they are stepping outside of their comfort zone. It is important to remember that growth and success lie outside of your comfort zone, and fear is just a sign that you are on the right path. The process of making decisions also involves trusting your intuition. While logic and reasoning are important factors in decision making, there are times when you must rely on your gut feeling. Your intuition is the culmination of all your experiences, knowledge, and instincts. It is a powerful tool that can help guide you in the right direction. When making decisions, take a moment to tune in to your inner voice and listen to what it is telling you. Trusting your intuition will give you the confidence to move forward, even when the logical choice is not immediately clear. Another critical element of decision making is the ability to take calculated risks. Risk is a part of life, and every decision you make involves some level of risk. However, it is important to differentiate between reckless risk and calculated risk. Reckless risk is when you take action without thinking things through, acting impulsively and without considering the consequences. Calculated risk, on the other hand, involves weighing the potential benefits and downsides of a decision and choosing to move forward despite the potential risks. Successful people are not afraid to take calculated risks. Decision making also requires confidence. You must believe in your ability to make the right choices and trust that even if the outcome is not what you expected, you will learn and grow from the experience. Confidence in decision making comes from experience. The more decisions you make, the more confident you become in your ability to make the right choice. Over time, this confidence becomes second nature, and making decisions becomes a powerful habit that propels you toward your goals. Making decisions is not always easy, and it is natural to feel uncertain at times. However, the key to success is to make decisions quickly, take action, and stay committed to your choices. The more you practice decision making, the more comfortable and confident you will become in your ability to choose the right path. Remember, success is not determined by how many decisions you make, but by your ability to make decisions quickly and confidently and to take consistent action toward your goals. The power of decision is in your hands, and it is up to you to harness that power and take control of your future. One of the most powerful factors in achieving success is the ability to develop and maintain a positive mental attitude. The way you think, your beliefs, and the thoughts that dominate your mind play a critical role in shaping your life and determining your success. A positive mental attitude, PMA, is not just about thinking happy thoughts. It is about adopting a mindset that expects and attracts success, that focuses on solutions rather than problems, and that believes in the possibility of achieving your goals. A positive mental attitude is the foundation for everything you want to achieve in life. The first step in developing a positive mental attitude is to understand the power of thought. Your thoughts are not just fleeting ideas, they are the seeds of your future. Every thought you think is like a blueprint that shapes your reality. The mind is a powerful tool, and it is constantly creating the conditions for your life. Whether you realize it or not, you are the product of your thoughts. If your thoughts are filled with doubt, negativity, and fear, you will attract those very things into your life. Conversely, if you consistently think positive, constructive thoughts, you will attract opportunities, success, and people who align with that positive energy. The key to developing a positive mental attitude is to begin taking control of your thoughts. You cannot control everything that happens around you, but you can control how you respond to it. You have the ability to choose your thoughts and to replace negative, self-limiting beliefs with positive, empowering ones. This is not always easy, especially when faced with difficult circumstances, but it is essential to understand that your mental attitude determines how you experience those circumstances. Two people can face the same challenge, but their experiences will be completely different depending on their mindset. One person might see the challenge as an obstacle, while the other sees it as an opportunity for growth. The way you choose to perceive and react to events has the power to transform your life. A positive mental attitude begins with belief in yourself. You must believe that you are capable of achieving your goals, no matter how big or small they may be. Confidence is an essential part of PMA. When you believe in yourself, you are able to overcome self-doubt and take the necessary actions to move toward your objectives. Confidence is not about being arrogant or thinking you are better than others, but rather about having faith in your own ability. Confidence comes from within, and it grows stronger as you continue to take action and achieve small victories. With each success, your belief in yourself increases, and your positive attitude becomes more firmly rooted. One of the most important aspects of maintaining a positive mental attitude is to focus on solutions rather than problems. It is easy to get caught up in complaining about the things that are not working in your life, but this mindset only reinforces negativity and limits your ability to find solutions. When you focus on problems, you are constantly reinforcing the idea that things are difficult and that there are obstacles in your way. This keeps you stuck in a cycle of frustration and helplessness. Instead, train yourself to focus on finding solutions. No matter how challenging a situation may seem, there is always a way to overcome it. A positive mental attitude encourages you to ask, "What can I learn from this?" Or "What is the opportunity in this situation?" By focusing on solutions, you empower yourself to take action and make progress. Gratitude is another crucial element of a positive mental attitude. When you practice gratitude, you shift your focus from what is lacking in your life to what you already have. Gratitude has a powerful effect on your mindset because it helps you to recognize the abundance around you, rather than dwelling on scarcity or lack. This shift in focus helps you to attract more of what you appreciate and value. When you are grateful, you vibrate at a higher frequency, which in turn attracts more positive energy, opportunities, and people into your life. It's easy to fall into the trap of focusing on what's wrong, especially during challenging times, but when you make it a habit to express gratitude for the things that are going well, you begin to see the positive side of every situation. A positive mental attitude also involves the ability to maintain an optimistic outlook, even in the face of adversity. Life will inevitably present challenges, and there will be times when things don't go as planned. However, people with a positive mental attitude understand that setbacks are a natural part of the journey to success. They don't let temporary failures define them or stop them from continuing forward. Instead, they view setbacks as learning experiences and opportunities to grow stronger. They know that success is not a straight path, and they are willing to keep going even when things get tough. An optimistic mindset allows them to stay focused on their goals, and remain persistent in their efforts, regardless of obstacles. Another critical aspect of PMA is the ability to take responsibility for your life and your circumstances. When you have a positive mental attitude, you stop blaming others or external factors for your situation. Instead, you take full responsibility for your thoughts, actions, and results. This shift in mindset is incredibly empowering because it places the power back in your hands. When you take responsibility for your life, you recognize that you have the ability to create the changes you want. You understand that your current circumstances are the result of the choices you have made in the past, and you have the power to choose differently moving forward. This sense of control over your own destiny is one of the most powerful aspects of a positive mental attitude. The people you surround yourself with also play a significant role in shaping your mental attitude. It's essential to be selective about the people you spend time with, as they can influence your thoughts and emotions. Surround yourself with people who are positive, supportive, and who encourage you to grow. These individuals will lift you up and help you maintain a positive outlook on life. Conversely, if you spend time with negative or toxic individuals, their attitudes will likely rub off on you. Positive people will inspire you, motivate you, and remind you that you are capable of achieving your goals. They will help you keep your focus on the possibilities rather than the limitations. Developing and maintaining a positive mental attitude is not a one-time effort, but a lifelong practice. It requires discipline, self-awareness, and a commitment to personal growth. It means choosing to focus on the good in every situation, finding lessons in failure, and refusing to let negativity control your life. When you embrace a positive mental attitude, you begin to unlock your true potential. You will notice that opportunities begin to present themselves, and you will find that achieving your goals becomes easier. A positive mental attitude is a powerful tool that can transform your life and lead you to success. In conclusion, the path to success is not paved with luck or random chance, but with deliberate choices, a positive mindset, and consistent effort. Each of the key principles we've explored plays an essential role in shaping the outcomes of your life. The power of your thoughts, the clarity of your decisions, the persistence in your actions, and the optimism you hold all converge to create the reality you experience. Success is not reserved for a chosen few. It is available to everyone who is willing to develop the right mental attitude, take decisive action, and persist through challenges. The journey to achieving your goals starts with the belief that you are capable of reaching them. The right mindset is your foundation, one that is built on self-confidence, resilience, and an unwavering commitment to your vision. It's about understanding that setbacks are not failures, but lessons to be learned and stepping stones towards success. It's about having a clear purpose, making decisions with confidence, and remaining flexible enough to adjust as life unfolds. The ability to persist in the face of adversity, to maintain a positive outlook, and to take responsibility for your actions will ultimately determine your success. The key takeaway is simple. Success is the result of a positive mental attitude, a clear vision, and a determination to act in alignment with your goals. As you move forward, remember that each step you take is building the future you desire. With the right mindset, decisions, and actions, you can unlock your full potential and achieve the life you've always dreamed of. The power to shape your destiny lies within you. Take control of it.